So then the center also we've talked about, that right now, center's a 3/4 inch dowel. But that dowel can be much longer than that. It can reach up and can carry an IR beacon.
Yeah, I was going to say, or even just on top of that cap,
Or on top of the cap.
just put a little battery-powered beacon.
Yeah, we can have a battery-powered beacon.
It'd be a really easy way to align.
Well, except we probably won't be using this thing, the cap. But we could. Or we could use the thing with the three boards. The other part, this takes a little while to attach these angles to this. And there were screws that don't go out, go essentially very shallow screws. So the suggestion there was, why don't we use Velcro? And I think we will, because I'm getting tired of putting those 6 screws in. Those have to come out for the things to fold flat. Okay, that's the only one there, yeah. And if I take the channels, the vertical channels, put a thin aluminum plate on there and put the Velcro on that, I've got the Velcro. I get to cut these shorter yet again. But then it's a matter of, stick the channel on and slide the piece in. Things continually go wrong. After I painted all of these, now they no longer slip into the channels easily. So this is not quite together the way it should be. That's about it briefly. But the main thing to understand is this can be used strictly for demonstration. It can be used in competition, one robot at a time against the clock, or two against the clock. 2 can play there and throw things over here at each one time. Or it could be head-to-head, either 2 or 3 robots head-to-head. And of course, with each game, the strategy changes. So that means the robot can be the same, because it mainly has to be able to pick these things up and put them somewhere, and later on, figure out what color they are. But hey, that's not a problem. You've got a couple of different chips that will discriminate color. Parallax even sells a board for a huge amount. You can make your own a lot less that will discriminate colors. They have that for what they used to for M&Ms to start with. I forget. Something.
My understanding is that John Orlando still sells his little
AVR can. Oh yeah, he's
it'll track 8 balls.
And that'll track various colors and give you. So that's sort of where it is. It keeps evolving every time I show it. Someone says, "Well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" It's a prototype, but we're about to the end of a prototype. I'm willing to go one more thing, which is to make the 3 boards instead of this funky thing in the middle.
I don't know. I think the funky thing is there. I mean, this looks eminently playable to me. The 800-pound gorilla.
It takes to eat that much peanut butter.
Yeah. Is that what that is?
Actually, this held cashews, right, at Costco.
What else do you have to
Cashews at Costco. So the other thing was, Rick and I talked about what can we use in the middle, and he has some great stuff, but I want to write this up for Servo eventually, and other people may not be able to find what Rick has. And then the other things we could have used 6-inch PVC sewer pipe coupler for that.
Yeah.
And that you can get, I think,
Sure.
just about anywhere. I mean, Home Depot and stuff, plumbing supply house, and it'd be about the right height and certainly the right diameter, but it costs more. This is free.
Well, after the...
What?
After the cashews.
Well, yeah, you throw them away, you recycle this stuff, so this is free. The only other thing might be hard to get, this is regular 1/4 inch aluminum channel. It's not cheap, but it's easy to get. The only thing that might be hard to get are these slip hinges that are in the corners, and Rick says he knows where to get those. Comes apart, and then we got the 3 butt hinges. Those are a little pricey. Except I don't know, some scrap that I got, but if you have to go buy them, they're a little expensive. So I don't know. You say you like, you know.
I like the little jar.
You like
I
the
think
jar?
I think it's.
The jar has one advantage, you can throw stuff in there.
Yeah, you can throw stuff in there. I mean, obviously you can throw stuff in the middle of the 6-inch PV thing. We can mount something on top of it, or just set it on top of
Or even
here.
on the bottom, it'll go through clear plastic cover.
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't cut a hole in the bottom, I was thinking of doing it, but I didn't.
Well, like I say, this is. I think this is cute.
Like underneath.
Seeing the one advantage it has is it's clear, so people can keep track
You can
visually.
see.
So it's a little more exciting if people could, if we're going to put balls in the center,
Yeah.
put in there. But to me, the main thing here is we're easily far enough along to get to throw some balls around. The 800-pound gorilla behind this is
fine.
coming up with the robots that actually are capable of picking up one of these balls and doing anything with it.
I suggest we actually,
Go ahead, go ahead.
I'm thinking what we might want to do now is, as a club, get maybe another bucket or two of these balls and just distribute one to everybody and say, build
That's
a
not a bad
robot.
idea. Where do you grab these things?
Well,
Practice golf balls?
these are practice golf balls, Sports Authority, Dick's.
Sports Authority, okay.
Dick's has them, more expensive than the Port, Sports Authority. Anyway, you know, just regular, there are 48 of them in a bucket. And I think they're five. Well, at Dick's, they're $20 a bucket, but I was told they're less at
Sports Authority?
Sports Authority, yeah.
Well, there's Dick's, there's,
Well, there's probably some other places.
yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm not out by it.
Or there's probably like, there's Golf Galaxy, that's out this
Oh,
way.
that's right.
Well, for anybody who's willing to try to build a robot, I'll get you a bucket of balls. You said, what's that?
I'm just one.
I'm just trying to find a fast enough motor, I'm doing the scooters.
As they go flying out.
Yeah.
Well, that's my first iteration.
You're going to be the one who racks up the points for going outside.
That's what I'm
As
trying to
your
figure
ball
out how
goes
I'm
from
gonna
this
do that.
corner to that corner and beyond.
Now, what Don didn't tell you is if you scratch his paint job,
You're in big trouble. Scratch the paint job.
That's why I'm thinking I'll have like a little arm that kind of, that runs along here to kind of scoop the balls out in front of it.
Hey, Tony, what do you think about having the
With
ball?
IR that's looking here versus there, and where it sees here, you know, the IR bounces off here. Okay, I don't want to shoot that way, but once I can see clearly through there.
Well, if you have the beacon, you can always know what direction.
Well, Tony, that'll work fine unless the other robot erects a barrier to keep you from throwing things over
Well,
on
then I'll
its
have a
side.
telescoping antenna that'll let the IR
Right.
higher up.
Now we're talking.
Well, you hit on a point though. I think the robots will evolve the game because what you have out there is incredible, and it's just beyond the prototype. I mean, it's the robots that's going to determine now. Okay, what changes later on? Because I mean,
Yeah, I think this is very playable.
You've gone above and beyond.
Leave it like it is.
And that's why I'm starting out with the simplest way of doing this.
Tony, try having the wheels turned backwards to first collect up the balls and then have something.
I'm gonna have a
Oh,
couple.
the other thing that I forgot to mention, this can operate, this can be set up, obviously, here on the carpet. In iHobby, it'll be sitting on this kind of board, which is painted, entirely different traction kind of thing. We can take it out, set it on asphalt, you can set it on grass, set it on
or we can
gravel.
set it on red, blue, or orange carpeting.
Yeah.
And who's the loser? Who gets stuck with a matching carpet?
I'm gonna say you, since you brought it up.
But, you know, the game changes,
Hasn't
and
looked
the
as
robot changes, depending on what you're running in, what's underneath this. So you're looking at it on carpet, but don't count that it would always be played on carpet, because it probably won't be. Well, we know at iHobby it will not be played on carpet, it will be played on essentially like that table over there. You know, these smooth, relatively slippery surface.
That's why I'm starting out with modifying one of my mini sumo chests.
Yeah, because on
That's
this
gonna be the
carpet,
easiest. I've already got a mechanical
tiny
platform.
little needles in your wheels. Like
Okay.
By the way, Don,
What? Yeah.
since I collect junk all the time,
Yeah.
as opposed to the balls,
Oh, God.
these are easy to come by.
Canisters.
Well, pretty soon they
Oh,
Oh, my God.
Yeah, well.